had this fear that I wasn't going to have everything set up in time, but I did. What's up, y'all? Cheers, America. If I had a little flag koozie, I would totally have it. I got a flag. It was back in the day in the B-2 stealth bomber naming ceremony at Dadgum, New York. There's a flag. Oh. B-2 stealth bomber. Spirit of New York, everybody. Ship 3, AV3. From way back in the day. I didn't put anything on Instagram for tonight, so that's what I'm doing right now, which is horrible. Look, 7:30. If y'all jump off at 8 o'clock, I will totally understand. You just come back here for the replay. Slash TELEGRAHAR. There we go. See, now I got it. I'm a little slow today. Went outside. It was nice. Did some goofing off. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Let's see what we got going on here. I think I'm going to turn that music down. I'm going to turn that down a little bit right now. I don't think we need to keep that going. Oh, I left the fan on too? Well, whatever. We're going to leave that going. Braveheart, always first. Carlos. How are you, sir? Bobby. Tyler. Haymaker. Scotty. Rusty. Don't know if you have been here before, so hello. Maybe I missed. Mark. Mr. Moki. Sorry I'll miss you tomorrow, but I will leave you some critters for dude. Hey, Bruce. You been drinking already, Mom? So, I'm gonna scooch this over here because I need to be able to control this right here. We did a little flying today, man. It was super nice outside. We watched a little bit of TV. What up, Chris? We watched, hey, Robert. We watched a lot more TV than I normally watch. It was a good day to watch TV. Caught a little bit of that business. Once that was done, we did a little battery charge and took the boy out, do some flying. I don't know that we had flown this year at all. We enjoy some RC stuff, and he's getting pretty good, actually. What up, B? And watch this. Oh, look at that. Oh, that kid knows what he's doing. Not only that was 5-channel, actually. The kid was flying. He had some ailerons going on. That's the first time we've had that plane out, and we've had it for too long, so it was good to be able to get out there and do some flying. Finally, it was super nice out. It really was. Aliexpress bar update. Oh, I got pictures. I can show some pictures. Let me do that. Oh, wait, Tyler. Let me do this for you, dude. Okay. These are the Aliexpress bars. Thanks, Carlos. That's cool of you. Yeah, my mom's been drinking. We can make fun of her if you want. Just not a lot. To get a little crusty. So, this is the Aliexpress bar magic page. So if you scroll down here, so you could buy these, right? You could buy these, and they're actually cheaper. I think they're not really cheaper, but on 11/11 they're going to be cheaper. It ain't Veterans Day. I mean something else, someplace else. So right now for 40, let me do this. In the United States, $42.99, 24-inch bar. I know this isn't what we're talking about today, but Tyler asked, I want to show him. Go fly, Carlos. Get out there. Go do it. Come down. We'll drive up. Meet you halfway. So if you scroll down on the Aliexpress, oh, look at that. It's so fancy. It's so cheap, too. If you scroll down a little bit, you hit this contact button right there. You see that? Click that. And the real nice people on the other end, tell them what you want. Say hi. Be respectful. Be nice. Don't be infield at the NASCAR race, Americans, and ask them for what you want. You know what I'm talking about when I say that too, right? I think you do. Ask them for what you want, and they will do their very best to hook you up. Is that cool? All right, Tyler. Now you don't have to hang out anymore, but please hang up. What's up, Neil? So that's that. I mean, if you can order up whatever. You can order up whatever you want. You can ask for whatever you want, and they'll tell you if they can hook you up or not. See, look, we took the little guys out today. First, see this, Father. This is the plane you bought us after you flew the other one into a helicopter, which was amazing. I have all the parts to rebuild the other one. This is the first time this thing's been out of the box since, I don't know when that was. That was after last summer, right? That was 2019 sometime. Well, we took it out of the box today, chucked it in the air, flew straight, and it was awesome. So thank you for that. I love those little UMXs from E-Flight. Those things are amazing. This is a timber, UMX timber that the boy was flying. First time he'd been out there with that thing. It has flaps and all this stuff with the new radio. He said whatever. He knows what he's doing. He threw that thing up in the air and poof, he can fly. Yeah, you understand, Chris, don't you? You know what I was saying. Dig it, right? I mean, this is an Instagram picture. You see it, but these are the two Aliexpress bars. These are 470 stock. I didn't do anything with them. Sitting underneath a Mitras. We call this a little Battlestar Galactica because it kind of looks like their ship. It's working well. I like those bars. They really add a lot of par, and they reduce a hell of a lot of shadowing. Thank you, Robert. That's amazing. You're amazing. Thank you. I don't know what I've done to deserve this other than I continue to buy things about 10x what I earn. So that's the least I could do. This is the display, the very often, rarely seen display. I've shooed the fish away and ordered two 100 180 watt custom 410, 450, 470 equal and evenly spaced 160 for two. $80. Are those the 36-inch lights? 24, 36. Correct me, Agro Breeder, please. What's up, Bahama Llama? $80 for big custom lights each. They work too. That's the deal. This is my this is the one that I did in my oven. Actually, I did it in the oven, and then one of the LEDs didn't have enough solder to make the connection, so I pulled it out, put it on top of the burner, added some high temp solder, let that harden, put the LED on top of it, fired up the gas burner. As soon as the solder melted and that diode dropped, I turned it off, and we were good to go. So that's the custom light there. That is the only light on that tank and that picture, unaltered, is the Aliexpress bar. Lots of pop, lots of color, and lots of happy little critters. I just cut some Disneys and I put them up here today. So I took this picture before that. I got 2 Disneys going out tomorrow. Hydros. There's been a whole lot of hydros yammering going on. Let me scroll. Let me look. If you do go to Utah, Mother, Bruce will take care of you. Carlos, I think we've talked about this. You're are you fixed? I don't remember. I haven't flown real flight. I was talking about that today, actually. I haven't flown real flight in a long time. I need to do that. Real flight is an RC simulator. You can hook up a legit radio via this plug and a USB thingy, and it lets you fly and practice RC before you go out there and destroy a plane. I build cheap planes from this cool company called Flight Test. And if you see any of their videos on YouTube, and following them for freaking many years, since almost when they started, they have these cool foam board kits that you can build with your kids or build for yourself, or design big planes and build them out of regular old foam board. It's a lot of fun. Check those guys out. Bahama Llama. Oh, I saw your teaser on YouTube. You did have a swap today. 4-foot Aliexpress bars, custom, $80 a piece. You're not going to beat that deal. Not going to beat that deal. So the Hydro. So let me get back to this. I have ordered, remember that money I said I spent? I have ordered the Hydro Control 2. Because what I'm looking for is very simple control. Temperature, sadly not pH. That thing needs to come with pH. So I don't know what they're thinking. They need to do that. And that thing's pretty cheap, right? The thing that everybody keeps talking about is Wi-Fi connected power bars. That's a concern. It's a legitimate concern. Remember, I'm running the eCoral Pro Wi-Fi connected bar, and I have had problems. Hardwired power bars will always function better than Wi-Fi connected power bars, in my experience. I mean, that's just what I've seen. I think others, whatever. I'm going to speak from my experience. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Hydros works. Do a couple power outage things. I think what's really important for the Hydros is backup power. And you know I'm a backup power freak. So I think that's really important. The fun thing I noticed, and confirmed by somebody else because they beat me to it because I had already ordered the thing, is look at that power bar. And look at that power bar. Look at that power bar. Power bar, power bar, power. Same. Cool. I don't have a problem with this. CoralView is getting some heat. I've seen the heat. It's unnecessary heat. This is a device that's been out for a little while. It's proven. It's the same thing. And I'm okay with that. This is a Wi-Fi power strip. I don't know if any of y'all using one that is that one or looks like that one. Chime in if you have. I don't have a problem with it. So I have ordered that. I have ordered this because I want to know. I want to use that. I've already seen the pictures in Reef Dude's Facebook group. Dude tore it apart. He looked inside and saw what he saw, and that was reasonable. That's good that was done, because that's confirmation they're the same device. But it's a device that's been out for a little while, and I'm kind of cool with that. Other than the whole Wi-Fi connected power bar doohickey. Oh, you know what? That raises another point. I've seen messages where people like me will buy things and take them apart because I kind of want to know what's inside. Like, there's a taking apart thing right here, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. If it has screws or it has little whatevers, you can pop that thing open. I like looking inside. I want to know what's there. I saw a message today from this poor fella who said if he did that, man, his wife would disagree with that. Kind sir, all the ladies, if there's any ladies paying attention to this, according to my demographics, according to the information on YouTube, there are no women who watch this other than my mother. So I'm pretty comfortable saying this, and this is, many of us know this is a double top secret thing, and I probably shouldn't mention this on the stream, but any Lowe's and Home Depot has a section for the collection of one's man card. You have to go to customer service, and you have to ask for Kitty Whipped. It's a person named Kitty Whipped. You could just ask for Kitty and see what you get, but they may require confirmation that it's Kitty Whipped. That person will recognize why you were there, and please produce and surrender your man card, because you're not allowed to take stuff apart at home. Kitty whipped. A Home Depot or Lowe's. Got it? Okay. That's what you got to do. So anyway, take stuff apart. If it has screws and you're comfortable with it, cool. If you're not comfortable with it, that's cool too. If I have it, I'll take it apart for you. Is that fair? I hope that's fair. I don't see any women in here, do you? Except for my mother. So there's that. Coral View guys said, oh, sorry. It was the same on Reef Automation stream. I was watching that stream a little bit today. And I'm going to pay a little more attention to that stream. Specifically, I want to watch back the GHL side by side with the Apex. I want to see what kind of information was shared there. I'm looking forward to that. Sue is my mother, Robert. Gotta keep up, bro. Gotta keep up. Yeah, but back to this. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with a company using something that's pre-existing, something that makes sense, something that when it's popped open, it looks like it's made well. I'm okay with that. This is not a thing. That's not a thing to complain about. People are like, oh my gosh, no, whatever. It doesn't matter. Reef Automation had Coral View on today and explained it. Yep, I saw it. I was watching that stream while I was setting up this stream. Neil Phillips. Ooh, I have a show versus hide. Does that actually come across? Can you see that on my screen? I bet you can. I don't know. Yeah, unscheduled. It doesn't show? Nope, it doesn't show. Show. Neil Phillips, we're going to let that one go, buddy. Unscheduled poo downs. That's what happens when you eat bad chicken. That's an unscheduled poo down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm already jumping the rails on this one. Again, I'm okay with Coral View doing it this way. The consumer base will soon understand the shortcomings of Wi-Fi connection. And well, what I hope will happen is Coral View will reverse that decision and plug that thing in, because it will absolutely function better. Don't plug your heater into this thing and like hope for the best. Plug your Inkbird into this thing and use the temperature probe on the Hydros as your backup, and let the Inkbird be the primary driver. Robert, I have a lot of whatever. I've had that eCoral Pro in my closet for a really long time, and I mean that is the only concern. That what happens if you lose connection while the thing is on? That happens. What's up, Lamb? It is a minor concern as long as you prepare for it. It's the same thing as if your EB8 has a stuck relay. You end up in the same boat, right? Say a stuck mechanical relay. It's the same thing. I got this for my birthday. So I'm going to, I don't know where I want to put this. I want to put this, oh, there's another woman. Oh, there's another woman. Now there's three. Good thing y'all came in after I had my double top secret talk about the Home Depot and the Lowe's. Mom, don't tell them. I got this sweet little Kessel Fuge light that I'm going to stick on top of my Fuge. Thank you, Moki. That's very nice of you, sir. Oh, I forgot to mention, I bought that hydros, and I'm going to test it, and then I'm going to give it to DMV Reefer. Well, I'm going to loan it to DMV Reefer so he can long-term test it, because once Moki was very, very kind, and he's like, take this e-coil and long-term test it. I was like, right on. So he paid it forward, and now DMV Reefer, Juan, is going to reap the benefits of that. So he's going to put that thing on his little tank and test that sucker for me, which I think is awesome. I think that's cool. So he gets the experience. I get to learn from him after I've got to play with the thing for a little bit, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm looking forward to that. I like that little Kessel. That's a cool little Kessel. There's not going to be much of a comparison. I mean, I'm going to stick that over top of the Fuge, I think. I don't have a problem with the light that's there. This was a gift, so I'm going to use it. So that's cool. This has me thinking more and more about automated testing, because you see that 10 and that 10.1 down to a 7.5, and then that 7.5 because I tested twice because I needed to know. That's my look. I love HANA. I love those daggum HANA checkers. And this is me changing reagent, going from a still not expired reagent to a new not expired reagent, and I get that. That has happened before. Oh yeah, see, Moki got to play with the GHL Mini that's sitting over here right now. There was that, and it still works. He didn't break it. It was cool being able, I could log on and I could see his tank, what it was doing. I like being able to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. That bugs me. Again, I really like HANA, so it doesn't bug me that much. This is the second time this has happened. I always have two reagents. The one I just opened and a spare in the doohickey, because as soon as I open one and I have the spare, then I order another one. So I always have an extra one, and then I open up the extra and I checked and it was the same. So I don't like when that happens. But it happens. It probably happens more often than I want to know. But this has me thinking about automated testing, which actually got me thinking about peristaltic pumps. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Oh, that was a preview. Because I got this. Because I got me a new fancy GHL power bar that I am finally going to reconfigure all of my schmack. What I was going to do is put the e-coral over on the display, but I don't trust that thing right now. I need to use that thing for a little while longer and see how I feel about it. So, but I trust this thing. So I'm going to use this to control the display. Everything will be controlled off the single P4, Profilux 4 in the basement. And looking forward to doing that. Moki, thanks again for the super chat. That's very nice. Similar experience with the HANA Alk Checker, Alk Tester, change reagents, measure about. Yeah, see, that kind of sucks. Carlos, I missed your issues. What'd you have, sir? So, I ordered this directly from GHL, paid my PayPal, and the nice people at the warehouse in the Carolinas sent this thing up to me. So, happy to have it. Wired connection. You know what doesn't stop working? This. I'm going to take this apart too, because I don't know that anybody's done that, and I want to see what's in here. I have a hunch that I want to confirm, and we'll talk about that maybe next week when I pop this thing open. Because we'll do the hydros next week, and we'll do the inside this GHL power bar next week. I hope that's cool. Peristaltic pumps. I have a history of peristaltic pumps that I can share that a little bit. I'm gonna actually, let me get to that first. Let me hoist this thing over there. That's not a pump. Oh, it's so damn big. Oh, jeez. I got my wire tangled up in my business here. All right, look here. This is a Watson Marlowe 620S Peristaltic. It is pronounced Peristaltic. See that head? Oh yeah, this is a big one. A lot of us in this hobby, they're like, this Peristaltic's best. This Peristaltic's best, and this one's better than this, and this one's the same as this, and blah 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 blah. You know what? It don't look like this. See these thingies? I'm not gonna be able to do it like this. Oh, I could do it like this. Here's how Peristaltic works, and it works the same way with the little ones and the big ones. You got these rollers. You feed your tube through there, through here, and through here. Right there. That looks weird. Through here, and then you pinch these rollers. And guess what? Same as what we use. Now you got two. This is just a double roller. Two servo-driven, big stainless rollers. Did service on the calcium reactor. When I do, usually calibrate the pump. Needs to say my elk jumped higher than a. Ooh. That sucks. That happens. I swear every time I change reagents, the values are different. Yeah. Mermaid's Reese, this is not a big truck compensation thing. This is show and tell. I just want to put that out there. This is a big fancy pump. You look this up, it's like $4,000. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Always hooking my buddy. That's nice of you. Thank you so much. And Moki is frag Uber tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. This thing is incredibly accurate. And it weighs about 50 pounds. I don't know why they make it heavy. I think they charge more money because it's heavier. But seriously, it's NEMA 4X IP66. This thing, you can do whatever you need to do, and this thing will keep working. I've used Peristaltic pumps. So rollers pinched against the outside. That's it. That's how they work. It's nothing fancy. This one, you may or may not lube it. This one appears not to be. It kind of depends on the tubing you're using. It's a good thing I'm a big fella. All right, let's get to this. The reason why I bring this up is because inside of this, there's 6 pumps. I'm gonna show you. 6 pumps inside of that doohickey right there. One is a Peristaltic, and the others, I don't know what they are. And I'm gonna look those up. I don't think they're Peristaltics, but they're some other funky kind of pump. Pumps have moving parts. The whole point of this is pumps have moving parts. So, moving parts require maintenance, right? Inside of that doohickey right there, Bruce McDonald, that's very nice of you, sir. Oh, thank you. Mom and Dad are gonna have to come up and sit in the driveway again. I need to go look at the Corvette anyway. Thank you. Inside that thing, I don't know why they make it look that way. Inside that is pumps. Are pumps. Is pumps. Pumps need to be maintained. Can't see them, right? That's kind of the thing. Inside of this. Oh, where's the picture? Did I screw that up? Oh, maybe I messed up my. Whoa! This is the one that was supposed to be next. Cage director, external pumps, roller peristaltics, like all roller peristaltics, but external pumps that are maintainable. That's important to me. That's important to me. Like, that's like my dad shared a picture earlier this week on Facebook that showed some Yahoo engineer that installed the starter of a car inside the bell housing of a transmission, such that if the starter went out, you got to pull the transmission off to replace the starter. That feels stupid, right? Thank you, Remy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't feel worthy. And thank you. It's very generous. Does that make sense? Right? So if you put your starter inside the bell housing of a transmission, you got to pull the transmission out to get the daggum starter replaced. That's how I feel about this thing. I don't know if they provide instructions, and somebody with one can maybe tell me, but I don't know. So what's the service on that, Carlos? Maybe you know. Is that user serviceable, or is that something you have to send back to Neptune? I want to be able to replace the stuff myself. If I had that, I would absolutely replace it myself. I could hook it up to one of the Apex ELs downstairs, drive that thing, and I have to assume it's 18 months because it is a very small volume, and it's moving very slowly. Because 18 months service on a peristaltic is kind of at the limit. I have not used it, so I'm not going to speak to it, but I'm just going to say for pump maintenance in general, assuming it's a slow-moving peristaltic and it's a slow volume, 18 months is that's kind of at the limit. A year and a half is kind of far. It's a bit long. So, first... What's up, Great Bearded Reef? My first doser was a used, repurposed, dialysis pump. See, lasted 10 years with only minor maintenance. What kind of, was that time pressure or was that peristaltic? Let me know what you had there, B. Black and blue over orange and gray. No, see, I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to say one's better than the other because, did I do that? Oh, I didn't. I didn't add it, but I can add it right now. Watch this. I can do it. Media source, browse. This is real time, and it's not cool, but I think because you brought that up, I think this is really important to share. And then I didn't put it in the damn thing, so I'm not going to share it. Oh, that's so sad. Nope, never mind. Oh, I wonder where it went. Is it on my desktop? Nope. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to do us versus them. What I'm going to do is maintenance. What I could do, you can do it yourself or send it in, but you know Apex wants that money, so they ask you not to do it. Yeah, see, I'm not down for that. I'm not going to send something back to the manufacturer every year and a half. It's just not going to happen. And I'm not going to trust that year and a half thing. That's just me. So, I am a bit... Look, external, roller peristaltic, something I can replace myself super easily, something that's easily available, something I can buy and have and not have to worry about. That makes way more sense to me. But that's the inside of a GHL Metris 2.1. And that's the inside of a Jebao. Is it DP4? Like my boy Ryan says, who probably isn't gonna like me saying this, open and honest. Or honest, no, is it open speaking? That's what my German friends say. Open speaking. This is my third Jebao. I had a DP4 and it wouldn't calibrate, so I sent it back. Then I had the Wi-Fi 4.1, and the most amazing thing about the 4.1 was you never knew if it worked. You never knew if it dosed. And you could tell it to manually dose. What's up, John? And it wouldn't dose. Ultimately, I took it apart and hardwired it, and then I threw it out because that thing was just a piece of junk. The head's siphoned, and actually Antonio did a video on this once about how he adds check valves to peristaltics, and I am so not a check valve person, and if your peristaltic requires a check valve, then you throw out your peristaltic because it's not something you should have to deal with. What's up, DMV? Gave yours away. Gave away your which? DP4 or 4.1? Yeah, I should have. Whatever. I threw mine out, and it made me feel good. Something to note about the Jebao. First, you'll never know if this thing dosed unless you're watching it, and you have to watch the quantity of your container. Because you're not going to know. This thing's going to give you what you can calibrate it, and hopefully, well, look, when you calibrate a pump, calibrate it a week later because it will have changed, because it will have beaten up the tubing back to that slow dose and slow volume. If you're doing that, then the tubing's not going to get beat up that easily. So bump it out to maybe a month, but always recal your pump after a week to a month because it's going to change. These, as opposed to that, these are DC motors, and these are single speed. So no matter what your volume is based on time, not on pump speed. So this pump is always going to run at a fixed speed. Pumps are driven off of this little board right there, and this is the board associated with the battery, so it keeps time associated with the programming. This is an incredibly simple device. Pump drive, and then programming board. Settings. And then you got some LEDs. And then you got this business, right? So, incredibly simple. You program how much you want, and it does it based on time, and you hope it doses, because you never know if it does unless you watch it. If... Sweet baby Jesus, people need to know this. If you are using a peristaltic pump, it requires maintenance. If you use a peristaltic pump like that, or a Flexicon, or any of these other pharmaceutical pumps, it's a single-use tube. The tube that goes through your pump head is single-use, and then you throw it out, because the tubing will wear out. If you have to replace this from time to time. My suggestion is a year. Find this tubing. This is silicone. Find this tubing. Talk to the manufacturers. See where they get it. Bulk Reef Supply sells the little tubing kit for their little pumps, for their 1.1 ml pumps, and you could buy that. I have 2 spares sitting in the container, right? But you have to have this tubing, and you can't expect this to last more than a year. I don't. That's why I have these. You got to have this, and you got to have the tubing. When I replace my tubing, I replace my rollers. You're not necessarily going to be able to do that with a Jebao unless you find... You can buy these. You can buy these peristaltic heads on Amazon, or Aliexpress, or any number of different places. But this is all there is to it. Just like that big ass pump, this is a 3-roller, and these rotate. And you don't grease these because you don't have to. And that goes in there. And generally you want to put it in there so it doesn't fall apart. But that goes in there. And then you pinch that tubing around them. And the tubing will roll, right? This rotates based on the connection with the pump, with the motor. This rotates and pinches this tube to push the liquid through. This is a consumable. These are consumables, and they should be replaced. If you aren't using them a lot, they will absolutely last longer. That doesn't mean that your buddy's experience will equate to the same experience for you, right? All these things are manufactured in quantity. They're not necessarily precision, like at all. That may be bigger than this, and that's kind of what you have to deal with, right? So replace these. Have them. Buy spares. If you replace them on a regular schedule, then you won't have fails. You won't have failures. This thing, this one, let me blow it up a little bit so you can see. Oh, I'm such an aspect ratio fool too. This really bothers me. This is, so these motors on the GHL, these are servos, right? These are legit servo motors that could be driven forward, backwards, and speed controlled. This is the big old board. That is a hell of a lot smarter than the Jebao. It knows how much you dosed. It can run it backwards. It can run it forwards. It can change the speeds. It can data log how much it dosed. And it gives you an incredible level of control. So somewhere between this $4,000 thing and that $70 thing, if you don't catch it on sale, right? This lives that. I have not used other four-head dosers other than the ones I've thrown out or returned. So I can only speak to this one. But I do know that the tubing and the kits are incredibly important for their continued functionality. So this is no different. These pump heads are no different than any of the other four-head dosers that I've seen on the market, and the same as the Neptune dose, right? I mean, that's only a two-head, but it's a big thing. I think I had a video of it, but I'm not going to include it here. It still operates the same way with a tube on the inside that looks kind of like the BRS's, and but longer, and then a pinch roller. I think it's a 2 or a 3. I don't know, I'd have to look. I have one in the basement that does auto water changes, and it does exactly the same thing. That thing requires maintenance as well. I'm gonna show kits. This is the GHL kit. You remember this? Shocker. Guess what? Because they're all made the same. Because there's no reason to change the design. Look at here. Different material, but the same. Peristaltic pumps for hobby use are peristaltic pumps for hobby use. That's the way they work. Again, consumable and consumable. Have these available. Don't expect these to last forever. If you are using a GHL doser and moving a decent amount of fluid, it's gonna fail if you don't do proper maintenance. If you don't take this apart occasionally and clean it. If you don't replace the parts when they look wear, when they look worn. I mean, right? Like everything else. You're not going to buy a car and drive it until it breaks. You're gonna maintain it. Just like I'm not gonna buy a car that has a starter inside the transmission bell housing. I'm not gonna buy something that has hidden pumps where I have to send that thing back. I buy the head on eBay. Takes forever to get here because they come from China. Yeah, right? Have those spare heads. You can also get them on Amazon because you can just buy a whole Peristaltic with the DC motor attached. Because it looks just like that, because I have some in the basement. And then just take the head off and stick it on your Jebao if that's what you want to do. But have those extras, have those parts, because you're just asking for a failure. So nothing earth-shattering, nothing shocking. If you don't take your stuff apart, more importantly, if you have no idea how your stuff works, then it's going to fail. And then, what did I say in my post? Maintain or complain. It's up to you, right? You can maintain your stuff properly, and guess what? It's not going to break. You can expect it to always work, even though it's full of consumable parts that need to be replaced. You're just begging for it. You're like, hi, please break. Don't do it this way. Have your parts, understand how they work, take your stuff apart, and give it a look. I can make that go away, right? Boom. I can make this go away, boom. See? What's up, Reefkeeper? Yes. I think, whatever. I don't care what dose you have. You got a dose, you got an E-Coral, you got a Jebao, you got a GHL, you have all those other ones that you can buy from Bulk Reef Supply. Have the heads and have the tubing. They'll all break eventually. If they don't break, another thing that will happen with the tubing if you don't replace this is the pumps will siphon. And I was getting to that point, actually. The pumps will siphon because the tubing walls will wear. They will thin, and then the pinch anti-siphon properties of your Peristaltic go away. And now your Peristaltic will, if it'll dose, and if you don't have it in the water, it will just let all the fluid sink back down into the container, and now you're not dosing anymore because you dose, but your juice is still in the container and not in the tube anymore, and it just comes up into the tube and then drops back down into the container. Consumable. Change this stuff. It's just silly not to. Wear and tear. Anything you buy always has parts. See, I agree. Always have spares. I got a lot of spares. If I don't have spares, I'll have a complete other thing, right? I'll have the same thing or different thing available that I can just swap in something. But I have 2 of these head kits in the basement, and when I use them, and I will, then I'm just going to buy more. Have these things. It's crazy not to. What I was told by a friend of mine, he ripped it apart and he said it works great. What are you talking about, Carlos? What's up, Taylor? That might be all I have. This might be an hour stream. Oh, no, so there's a picture. I can show that. Oh, it's going to be really big, my bad. Bubble magnets. I'm going to do this. Who has these? People have these. This is a big old 2-head. I don't know why Neptune only has a 2-head. What's up, Nicholas? Nicholas, I'm sorry you lost your data. How much did you delete? Oh, Trident. I was told by a friend of mine, he ripped it apart and he said it works great. I watched some videos of Trident, of course I did, of Trident maintenance, and it all seems relatively straightforward, but I don't know pump replacement. I haven't seen that. I've seen cleaning out the tube thingy, or the little container where the testing is performed. I have seen tubing replacement, but I have not seen pump repair, pump consumables, or whatever. I think people, and maybe you're right, Carlos. I mean, that's a sweet revenue stream for Neptune. Completely unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. That's why I like external pumps. But B says the bubble Magnus doser will have the timer fail well before the head needs to be replaced. Maybe. John, we talked about Aliexpress bars, the Hydros, a new Fuge light, my Hannah alkalinity reagent, which is making me second guess my interest in automated testing. Dose has a 4-roller. Is it a lobe or a roller? Because it kind of looks like that that big round thing. Here, I'll make this bigger. It looks like this big old round thing has lobes on it, which is the same thing. But can this tubing be replaced? I saw replacement heads. Don't tell me you got to buy a replacement head. Who has experience with this? Because I could not find a tubing kit. Somebody help me out there. This thing's worked great. What did I have? Oh, no, I didn't have any problems with this. This thing was fine. It was the way I had my tubing set up. That works great. It's loud as hell. It's like a little peristaltic vacuum in the basement, and I can hear it from upstairs. I have no idea why it's that loud. It doesn't need to be. Reef Keeper, it is an expensive piece of equipment. So it's more the functionality for me and the motors, right? So that doser is incredibly reliable. It has the same heads that all the others have, and that's something that needs to be maintained and should be maintained. And the GHL instructions tell you to maintain it. But the guts inside, the survivability of the equipment, the ease of programming, and the control that that thing gives me, I'm cool with it. Buy them used. That's what I did. Find that sucker used. People, right? They'll change. They'll get out of the hobby, catch that thing, and buy it. Because I got a sweet deal. What's a waste of plastic? What's this negativity? They sell just the head. Oh, that's the negativity. They sell... See, now that makes me want to buy one of those heads and take it apart and make a tubing kit. Because that's just ridiculous that you can't... The BRS 1.1 mLs, you take the cover off, and then you take your tubing off, and you take that looks an awful lot like that, and you throw that away, and then you just replace the tubing. I don't like that. You should be able to replace just the tubing. And there's no reason why it is that way, unless it is created that way to sell more. What's a pump head cost? Nick, I want that pump. I want that. Well, I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll get me one. Maybe it'll go on sale Black Friday, and I'll just buy a stupid pump head. You know what? My bad too, because I don't have a spare pump head for that thing. Maybe I'll buy one or two on Black Friday, and well, that's just lame. See, now I want to make my own tubing kits and sell them for cost. What do you mean 30% to replace a head? $29? Oh, $29 for a head? That seems excessive. What's the maintenance interval? Oh, you already said 18 months? I think that's what you said, Carlos. GHL pump head. So if you buy the entire replacement pump head from Bulk Reef Supply for the GHL 2.1, it's $31.90, right? So that's the same price. The Doser 2.1 roller and cap kit, that's $16.90 for 2. So you need 2 of those for the whole doser. So that's like $30, $32. 34. And then you just come up with your own tubing. I don't know, maybe it's me. You shouldn't have to buy the, I will DM you and 2 used when they're still good. Yeah, interesting. As you know, as anybody who has paid attention to the stuff that I'm playing with, I am big on maintainability. I know the Trident is cool, and a whole lot of people have it, and people love it. The Alcatronic is cool. The KH Director is cool, but you have to be able to maintain those things. And manufacturers will sell us anything, we'll buy it, because that's how we do it, right? We'll buy that thing, and we won't consider in a year and a half that it has to go back to the shop for X amount of dollars and shipping and not having it. Screw that. I'm going to spend my money, if I do this, on, I wonder if I can find another doser used, because those are sweet deals. I'm going to spend my money on something that I can maintain myself. And to me, that's that. Because those are cheap. So $32 for the kit to replace this. You find bulk tubing wherever. And I'm sure if you hit up Vinny at GHL, he'll tell you what that tubing is. And then you can go buy that stuff in bulk and share it with your friends and do all that business. Mermaid's Reef says, surprises me how much plastic waste is in the hobby. You would think keeping these animals in our homes would make us want to do more to protect them in the wild. Filter cups equals a ton of microplastics. Like socks? Filter cups. You talking like socks? Because I'm barefoot. I don't use those things. Maybe we're talking the same thing. Agreed. The less waste, the better. If I can just buy the tubing, then that's what I want to be able to buy. If I can just buy the roller kits, then that's what I want to buy. If I have to buy a whole head, or if it's not maintainable, like the stuff in filter floss. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, see, I don't do any of that. I have a swamp tank, and I'm not using any filter crap. I should, but I don't. I've considered a KH Director, but seeing so many mixed reviews, leaning more towards the Alcatronic, but damn, are they expensive. Maybe just stick to the Hannah Daily. I think washing socks isn't that hard. Or switch to mesh socks, even easier. Yeah, it might clog up because my tank's kind of nasty. I do not have a KH Director. And what I was going to say, that I think it comes down to the user. I think, you know how you had to go to your grandma's house and program her VCR for her because it was just a little too complicated? I think some of this advanced equipment is get a KH Guardian. Lynn, who do you know with a Guardian? 3D print the roller heads? Negative, sir. Not enough. Nope. Not going to do that. Not enough fidelity in that, and it's just going to be rough, and it's going to tear up the tubing. The roller heads have to be smooth. I think it comes down to the user. There are users who should have a friend to come over and set up their KH Director. And then there are users who will go to somebody's house and help them set up their KH Director. Not all users are made the same. Do you use a KH Guardian, Lynn? And if so, tell me about it. Do they still sell them? I've seen a lot of Alcatronic stuff. Moki really likes his Alcatronic. I'm super interested in the Ion Director. I think that's a pretty interesting device. I'm not a big tester, and I don't know. I never test calcium. The last time I tested calcium and magnesium was in May. I test nitrates once a week. No, I test alkalinity once a week. I test nitrates maybe monthly, and I test phosphates maybe weekly. It's usually every other week. What is all this business right here? I really like mine. Lynn's talking about her KH Director. No, sorry. Her KH Guardian. She likes hers. They're around $500. I like the fact that I can make the solution myself. Do you buy concentrated acid and add Rhody to it? You're cutting what kind of acid? Because I think they all use the same stuff. I just haven't confirmed that. Yeah. Testing. One of these days. Maintainability is what's most important to me. Testing is like second. I just want to be able to take care of my own equipment. Lynn, do you know what kind of acid he uses? Is it hydrochloric? Or is it... Yeah, it will be. I expect it to be. Interesting. All right, that's all I have. I'm pretty psyched to... Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the acid concentration should be the same because they're just using acid to adjust pH, and then they're measuring the pH, and that's how they determine the levels of the goodies. I think you can make your own if you really, really wanted to. But it seems like a hell of a lot of work, so I'd rather just buy one if that's how I wanted to roll. HCl. And yep, okay. There it is. I'm super excited to take this thing apart because I think the relays, I already talked about it a little bit, but I think the relays are replaceable, and I'd like to see that. And I think they are all mechanical, and I would like to see that as well. But I don't know because I haven't asked, but I'm going to open it up because I want to know. Y'all know how I do it. Like I said, that's next week. The Hydros Control 2 is next week. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this stupid thing. Where should I use this? What should I do with it? I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't want it to get stuck on. How often does that happen? Thanks, Carlos. I just wonder how often that happens. I don't know. Let me know. Where are you guys using this pump? Maintain your pumps. The 500 ml bottle of ACS reagent grades HCl hydrochloric acid was purchased for $45. 28 cents to make a batch of reagent as opposed to 35 for... See, Lynn, you're talking my language. That's how I feel about nitrates and phosphates. You can make your own for pennies. I like this. Send me that link, will you? Lynn, hit me up. Do you need anything tomorrow? If Moki's going to come see you with those 2 Disneys for your bud. Is it Gonzo? Let me know if you need anything. My tank's looking pretty sweet lately. Oh, hey. How's that Pactini looking? Off topic, but do you know of any alternatives to Ecotech's 160 Gen 4 power supply? Maurice, I do. I absolutely do. And I have one. I've bought one and I've used it and I've tested it and it works. Maurice, are you on Instagram? Because I get... Oh, hell. Can I look? Where'd I get it? No, I got it at the... Well, if you want to hang on and this gets super boring, I can find it. And I can pull it up real quick. Because I bought it from... Water change. Later, Nicholas. You're already gone. Why is it so entertaining watching you take stuff apart? It's the stupidity. That's why. Let me look. Let me look. What was I looking up? I was looking up... I bought that from... Oh, you can watch live. Here you go. I'm gonna set you up. It's... Let's see, Chrome. Oh, you know what? No, it's an email. I'm gonna turn that off. Here, watch flying. Gmail. Man, my kid can fly. Look at that. I wish I had them skills when I was little. He's not little anymore. Kid's like 14. I gotta teach him how to drive. That's fixing to happen. I am rapid LED order. I'm gonna bring this over here so I can see it. Nope, those are LEDs. Nope, those are nano drivers and veg pucks, which is oh, I said, oh damn it, now I'm gonna be demonetized. Anytime you say a word that sounds like another word, the algorithm goes negative, Ghost Rider, no monetization for you, because your advertisers are not going to like that you said that word, even though it's not a word I said, and then I have to have it reviewed. Super Cub, not a Super Cub, that was a oh shoot, it's a UMX, it's an E-Flight. Timber. Thank you, Maurice. That's very nice of you. Use your $4.99. All right, let me scroll. Let me make this bigger. Hold on. That's what she said. That's not what she said. It's a Meanwell. Ready? This is for a Gen 4. It also works for a Gen 5 because they use the same power supplies. It's a Meanwell. Oh, let me type it in chat. Meanwell. I got mine from Rapid LED. LRS-350-36. You're going to need the connector. See, I thought I threw out my Gen 4 power supply once. I thought it fell in my recycle bin and it went out for the trash. I paid $40 for it from Rapid LED. Yeah, from Rapid LED. But that's what you need. You're going to need the connectors, or you just hardwire the thing. You can do that too. That doesn't really matter. Hot rodded a Super Cub, new motor, made ailerons. I thought the Super Cub UMX had ailerons. Interesting. Hold on, let me scroll back up. When you shipping? There's Jake. There's you. There's that nice lady in California. And now... another dude in California that I got to hook up. That's my order. Let me figure that out, Jake. I may be able to ship this week because the weather's looking kind of nice, isn't it? I haven't done any testing. That's something I want to do. I talked about that. I want to test shipping containers and see what that looks like. You can beep it after. I'm not going to beep it. I didn't say any bad words. Just because I said what Rapid LED sells and it starts with P doesn't mean I need to beep it. Super Cup. I think part of it, Mermaid's Reef, I think part of it is because I'm not doing it so I can't break it and get in trouble. Mermaid's Reef, what do you want me to take apart? Besides this power bar that I'm going to totally take apart next week. Should I look inside? Because sometimes I don't look inside first, and then I'm the idiot who's streaming live and I fail. Which is okay. I'm comfortable with that. That was very nice of you, Maurice. Thank you so much. Are you Grow House Aquatics? You are Grow House Aquatics on Instagram? Maybe you've already hit me up. Flatten the wing. No, made it. And what else we got going on? Was there anything I missed? Glad I made the live one instead of playback. Yeah, Chris. Does that help? I hope that helps. Maurice, let me know if that helps. Lynn, I dig that you're making your own acid. Throw that my way. I bet that works for all of them, because I think they all work the same way. They're all based off of a pharmaceutical test. And you can look that up, and you can see how it's done. Yeah, I talked about plastic, and I totally agree. Talked about throwing away the stupid dose heads. That's just dumb. Replace the tubing. Now I need to know what's inside. It has to be able to come apart, right? And you should be able to, like, take it apart. Like, make it come apart, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I missed anything else. Y'all know I like GHL. But y'all know that I also have the E-Coral, 3 Neptunes, 3 Apexes, 1 Junior and 2 ELs, 2 GHLs, and soon the Hydros. Oh, and a Reef Keeper light, and 2 of them, because they're awesome. And I have fun. I hold the Reef Keeper pretty close. That's how that is. Oh, you can take the head apart? Thanks, Nick. I'll check it out. Lynn, I think we should have you on and you should explain your acid recipe. Carlos, so I'm retired. I retired the Gen 3 Pro, which is a good light, and added the Gen 5 Blue, which Lynn has, which is a really nice light, on the frag tank. See, I really like, I think I'm Team Blue. And I like the idea of Phil, it's your birthday today? Happy birthday. Mine was November, brother. Mine was 4 days ago. I like the Gen 5 Blue because you run all channels at 100%, and then you have at it with the overall power. I think that's a nice light. Lynn let me borrow hers when it was brand new before she stuck that thing over her tank, and I really appreciated the ability to look at that. Now, since then, I have absolutely altered, changed, improved, some would say, my test methods. And but still, it was a good light. I think I'm done. How about y'all? Ready to go? I need to go watch that playback on what's that guy, that new president fella, and see what's going on. All right, y'all. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Thanks, Carlos. I'm an old guy. I think Phil is too, isn't he? And he's probably not as old as me. Ideas for the week after next would be appreciated. I think I'm going to talk to the Hopocolor people a little more about their spectrometer, because I really like that thing. I'm going to later in, I don't know, I'm gonna start making some stuff. I don't know what I want to make, but I want to make something. I think I'm gonna make another frag rack and see how that goes. 53, you and I are the same age. You're a 1967, brother from another mother. Thank you, sir. Thank you, DMV. Thank you very much. That's entirely too kind from a veteran to another veteran. Happy Veterans Day. Black Friday ideas. Break a dose. But if I break a dose, then I have all that extra plastic. I gotta throw it away. Black Friday. What I buy on Black Friday is what I'm going to use for the next year. So I always load up on salt. I buy 2 boxes of salt. And I buy any of that alkalinity and calcium from bulk resupply that I can get a hold of. So like a 5-pack of each, I'll do that. Jake, yes I can. Or I can glue it together for you. If you send me dimensions and what do you want it to look like, I can totally cut you an M box. That's easy. Boxes are easy. If you want to glue it together, that's even easier. I can just cut you the pieces. Send me the dimensions. I'll charge you the materials. And maybe I can send it along with the stupid Disney too, right? Yeah, that's usually how I shop for Black Friday. I look forward to it because I'm up in the mountains. Always good. Keeping an eye on the tank, but it's usually just consumables. I kind of have all the gear, whatever. I need to stop buying stuff because I keep buying stuff and I need to knock it off. Oh, Lynn sent me a recipe on Messenger. I need to check that out. Chris, call those people up and tell them. I'll test it. Oh, you know what I did? And this goes for however you say that name too, Chris. Oh, you want a cherry bomb and a Disney, or you just want a cherry bomb, Jake? I asked ATI to send me one of their fancy LEDs. I would pay for shipping. I would pay for shipping and return shipping. Send me a demo unit, something that you've already used in shows. I will test it. I will be nice. I will provide the data, and I'll send it back. Nope. They were like, no. Here's a consolation prize. I was like, no, thank you. I have those. But I was really looking forward to testing that ATI. But they were like, meh, meh, because nobody's tested the way I test lights. I was looking forward to that. That's how I feel about those Sodom Numskas. Wait a minute. Who's the guy from the Golden Child? Sodom Numspa. That's it. One of those Numspa lights. Chris, you hook me up. You tell me who to get a hold of. I'll get a hold of them. If they have a demo unit, if they have a show light that they're willing to send me, I'll pay for shipping. Just cherry bomb. And one of your nice Monties. All right, Jake. Yeah. If there's anybody out there, and y'all are watching, I am more than happy to test your light that others won't. But you have to be comfortable with me sharing the data and not and not altering the data that I share. I'll share the data. And I'll make sure it's perfect over top of that panel when I test it. But yeah. See, it makes me want to buy that ATI light and return it. But that's just a douche move, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather test it, pay for the testing, pay for the shipping, pay for the return shipping, and share the good data. Negative Ghost Rider. That pattern was full. And by the way, they need to release the stupid Top Gun movie so I can buy it at home. See, now I've rambled too long. This is when everybody drops off the stream. Where are we at? 37. Still surprisingly high. Gosh. All right, y'all. Thanks, Chris. Hook me up. If you know somebody, hook me up. I'll be nice to them. I'll send them back their stuff. Yeah, I wish ATI would happen. Did you test the Orphic OR3? Carlos, the OR3 and the OR2 are the same bars. The OR3 uses 5-watt LEDs, but they still drive them with the same power supply. The 5-watt LEDs in the OR3 are the same spectrum as those found in the OR2. So I have tested the OR2 that was in that last post that I provided. Actually, we talked about it last week as well. The OR3 and OR2 blues are the same. The 5-watt LEDs that they're using is a marketing move. It's not a Spectrum or PAR or whatever move, because like I said, it's the same power supply. So it's still going to pull 29 watts with the US power supply. Later, DMV. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. What's up, Gabes? Ocean Revive 247. Scotty, I've done that. I wish I'd never sold mine. I wanted to go back to them. Yeah, dude, I've done that. I have not shared that, I suppose, on the stream, but I shared it with that nice dude that sent me bourbon. And if it was on here, I'd remember instantly. I have all that data. Scotty, if you're on Instagram, DM me and I can send you all that stuff. I can tell you whatever you want to know about an Ocean Revive. I have the spread and later, Tyler. I hope that was helpful. I have the spread and PAR and Spectrum data. So let me know. All right, I'm gonna jump. Look at that. We went way long. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the back and forth. That makes it a lot of fun for me, and I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Crazy weekend, crazy election, crazy fun, crazy America, right? You know what I'm tired of? The world looking at us like we look at Florida. Sorry, Gabes, but you know what I'm talking about. That's my old man. Thank you, ma'am. That's my old man, retired Air Force view of the world, right? Y'all are good. Thank you so much. Catch you next week. And thanks. Seriously, you make this fun for me, and I really like that. So I appreciate it. Y'all be cool. Be kind. Wait. Happy reefing, and be kind, everyone. Thank you.